everybody. This is Lois Friend, and you are Stamping with a Friend. Today I'm going to show you the cards, how to make the cards we made at our March class. I know I'm running way behind. I've been away, I was out of town. I went to a Stampin' Up! On stage convention right after class this month, and then I didn't have a voice for a while. My voice is still not exactly what it should be, but we're going to try to go with this today and get these done. This in March class, we featured the online exclusive Spring Corners bundle, and this is a really neat set. It's different from what I usually use. As you all know, I'm a flower kind of gal, and I do a lot of flowers. And I've been trying to kind of think outside the box. Sorry, we have a glare on this box. But this is kind of a really neat set. Everything is like goes on the corner of your card, and then these dies that go with it. We're going to use some of those today, and but for the majority of the class, we are going to use this this set, and I will be bringing in another set for a card later on that that I used. And the technique for the month is drapery fold. Now, let me say that I did learn a lot after my class got here, the first session, and I proceeded to learn in all 5 sessions that I had. It was quite interesting. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and I will try to remember to tell you the things that we learned during class of what you do and what you don't do when you're making these drapery fold classes or drapery fold cards. So the first thing we're going to do is I have a piece of designer series paper, and this paper is from, let's see, it's from the Perennial Lavender set. And surprisingly, I thought this would be probably an item that would be no longer available, but I have seen the new annual catalog, and this designer series paper is carrying over. And I really like this paper, but I hadn't had a chance to use it much. So we're going to use this. This is a piece of paper. It is 10 by 4 3/4. I will include all of the dimensions and sizes and all of that in the comments when I post this. It'll be down below in the comments. So one thing we did at class was I scored this before I cut it, because we're using this paper for 2 of the cards, and we're using the back side. So I'm going to try this. I will say that the way we did it in class, when we scored and then cut it for the 2 cards, I learned one thing, that if you are doing it in that method, on your back side, make sure it's not something that matters whether it's upside or down, upside down. It should be something that's fairly basic and doesn't have a direction on it. My class was awesome. They didn't get upset when things went upside down and turned upside down and all. It was a learning experience for all of us. So anyway, I'm going to cut this, and then I'm going to score it. I know that probably doesn't make any sense at this point in time, but it will as we go along. So I'm going to measure a 3/4 of an inch on the bottom left. Just put a little pencil mark there, And then I'm going to do the same thing on the top right. Measure just 3/4 of an inch. Whoops. Trying to stay in the line of the camera. All right, now using our cutter. So what you'll do is, this is my little tick mark at 3/4 of an inch up, and this right here is the 3/4 of an inch mark. And then I'm just going to, that's great, you can line this up and it's easy to see, and I'm going to cut it. All right, now for the first part, I'm going to lay one side of it, one piece of it aside. Sorry, I got distracted. And I'm going to use our scoreboard, and I'm just going to score it. I think you can see it. I'm going to score at 2 inches. And we also learned not to, with the paper, with the Designer Series paper, not to score too deep because it will tear this paper. And 3, 5, 6, 8, and 9. All right. Lay this aside. And you're just gonna fold it. Oops. Oops, I did it wrong. Sorry. There. It's accordion fold, and you're just going to score. And see, you can see where the back side shows through, and you have a drapery. It's really not hard, but somehow I managed to make it a little harder than necessary. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape these folds down so that they stay in place. I'm going to use a little bit of our tear and tape and just do it at the fold. And I'm doing it just to hold it down in place. Both sides, that way it'll stay nice and crisp. Okay, and then I'll just put just a little bit on the end. All right, now we have our drapery fold for this card. Oops, I forgot to put some there. All right, now for this card, we're going, before we do anything further, we're going to do the die cut, and you'll notice that there's purple underneath. So I have gone ahead and I ran this, for time purposes, I went ahead and cut this. And I'm going to stamp it. Do some placement here so that I make sure that I have room for my happy birthday. All right. And using the gorgeous grape ink and the stamp. Whoops. Like I said, for placement. All right. And I will pull this, take this die off. And you'll notice it, the piece that I cut does come with it, but we're going to take that back in once we attach it to our gorgeous grape. Okay, so go ahead and tape that down. Okay, and I'm going to run some tear and tape across the top of this drape. And I did notice that I've got it it's just a little bit bigger than but I think it'll be okay. You can trim it off or you can leave it, as long as it's not hanging too far over the edge. All right. Pull that off. I said it's just a little bit, but I think it'll be fine. Right, now with our pick tool, we're going to get this out. Okay. Get all the little pieces out. And then use just a little bit of glue around the I should be using our fine line glue, but I think if I try to be careful, hopefully we can get it in there. All right. And then you just place that right back in. My glue's not there. There we go. And I did put a sentiment in the inside, and I will I will say, before you attach the front, if you've designed your card front, before you attach it to the card, go ahead and do any stamping inside, because if you make a mistake or have a whoops, you can always turn it around and cover it up and nobody will know. No, you know, nobody's going to check. So the stamp says, wishing you an amazing day. And I'm going to put something underneath it so that it gets a nice firm set. And just position that wherever you want. And now the moment we've been waiting for, to see if I have an oops. Nope, no oops. Awesome. And so now you can attach this to the card front. And you can use a tape runner or the glue. I am becoming a glue girl. I never thought I would, but I'm finding that I can be a little bit more accurate with the glue. All right, we have card number 1. Drapery fold. See, it looks like it does look like a drapery. Okay, now card number 2, and this is where I came in with another stamp set. I'm using the Delicate Forest, and I think this is in the catalog. I believe this is a catalog. It's item number 162675, and I believe it's in the annual catalog. I forgot to look when I started. So we're going to take that piece that we used before, and I still have it a little crooked. I still have it upside down. So, yep. It's still going to be, this piece is still going to be upside down, but we're going to go with it. It's okay. It's flowers. It'll be all right. Again, if you're going to use the bottom piece to try to get 2 cards with one piece, make sure the back side is muted and doesn't have a direction on it. So anyway, like I said, we're going to go with it. It's okay. So we're just going to go in the opposite direction, and okay, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, and 9. So I'm still learning. Even as I go, I'm still learning. You can always learn something new. Oops. Got off the and with that, you can't, let's see, let's try this. Yeah, there you go. And if you do it that way, you can see that back side. It's all good. It's all good. All right, now. Okay, for placement. Now this one's going to have to be trimmed just a little. But I'll wait. I'm going to stamp my sentiment, and that says, hoping each passing day lets in a little sunshine. So I'm going to set for placement's sake. Okay, and on this one, I did a little. I wanted it to look like it was a drape on a window and you were looking at something. So I decided to use the little tree from this Delicate Forest, and I'm going to use the markers. Now on these, I'm using our regular Stampin' Write markers, not the alcohol markers. The alcohol markers won't work doing it this way. And I'm just going to color in the tree and some grass. Oops, I've got something on there. Fuzz. And then I'm going to use, that was Mossy Meadow. And now I'm using Early Espresso to do the trunks and the branches. And it's not a definitive, you can't see a lot of detail. And before I stamp, I'm going to blow on it so that it re-moistens the ink. And there you go. So now you have the trees, and again, I'm going to use some tear and tape. And tape these pieces down a little bit. If I can find the end, there it is. Is everyone having nice weather? We had snow here in Western Maryland yesterday on the ground when I woke up. It didn't last too long, but it was definitely, the ground was covered, then the trees looked really pretty. But I'm kind of over it. I'm waiting for some of that warm weather. I think it's supposed to get warm soon. Okay, now I'm going to attach this. Again with the tear and tape. And I'm using tear and tape because that's kind of thick and it'll hold it in place a little bit better. And I'll place this. Try to get it straight. Oops. I don't want it hanging off the bottom of the, there we go. All right, and then I do have a little bit of an overhang, but I'm just gonna cut that off. Now, I am gonna add some ribbon, and this ribbon I think is retired, but I'm trying to use up some of my stash, so it's all good. It's all good. Okay, how I'm gonna do it so I don't waste a lot. Put some hold that in place. Gonna just go right along the edge and whoops, got it a little crooked. And if you want to, you can put just a little bit of tape right there to hold it in place. And then if you want, on this one, I added a little bow, and I just ran them under, tied a knot. You could make a pretty little bow, but, or you can just tie a knot. And I'll trim that up. You can, whoops. All right. There, that should hold it in place. And I'm going to tie that twice. Not that twice, so that it stays. And trim it up. Okay, and then for in the inside, I did a message on the inside. It says, always in your corner. And then there's these little lines that are adds just a little bit of something extra. I always forget my... When I use a darker cardstock, I try to I always put a white piece in. And then this says always in your corner. And again, do this before you attach it to the inside of your card. Because if you have an oops, you can turn it over. Because, you know, there's two sides to every piece of cardstock. I've found. Now, always, without fail, there are two sides to it. Okay. So, and I forgot to get my cardstock. Sorry about that. Okay, it's the kind of day I'm having. All right. All right, I'll add the inside. And it's ready for the card front. And for that, because it's a little thick, I'm gonna use some glue. This goes on the card front, and there you go. All right. Whoops. I scooched it. Okay, card number 2. We're moving right along. Now, card number 3 is just a little bit different. I use the Designer Series paper called Full of Life, and it's got some really pretty fun designs on the front and the back, and I use just a variety of that. And again, we're using the spring corners, another set, or another stamp. And it's really easy. Okay. We'll use a piece of this for the card front. Just attach that. And then shaded spruce. And like I said, the dimensions will be in the comments when it's posted. But you won't be seeing it till it's posted. So by the time you read that, you'll know that the measurements are in there. Okay, now we'll take this little piece of white, and using shaded spruce, we're going to add the sentiments through the happy and sad. And this says, "You brighten my day," and you can put that inside or on the front. I did the front. And we will do, I'm going to just show you what I did. I went ahead and cut them for you, but I'm just going to do just stamp some balloons. And then there is a die for that. But I went ahead and I stamped and die cut. Like I said, I was trying to save some time. I found that it takes so long for me to upload my videos that I've been trying to shorten them. So I'm just using our alcohol markers. This is boho blue, and this is one of the colors that will be retiring. It's an in color, and I'm sorry to say it's going to be going by the wayside when the new catalog comes in. And that one is one of my favorites. I like that blue. You can color it anything you want, and like I said, I am coloring these with the alcohol markers. I can control my colors so much better with the alcohol markers. And I'm not the world's best colorer when I'm being filmed, but okay. Now, I'm going to attach this with our dimensionals. I have dimensionals here somewhere. I'm going to use some of the small ones. Pop it up a little bit, and then I'm going to cut just a little piece of one to put down on the balloon strings to hold them. And I went ahead this time and made my bow. It'll have to be trimmed. And I'm going to use one of our, some of our glue dots. To glue that in place. And trim it down a little. bow just a little bit big. Then I'll play with it later. And then it gets attached to the card front. And there you go. Card number 3. Like I said, I've used all the stamp set spring corners, online exclusive, and made these 3 cards, the drapery fold, and it's been fun. I've learned a lot. I know now how better to do a drapery fold, and I think that's everything for our March class. I will say that April 15th, the Stampin' Up! is making changes. They're making positive changes. Excuse me. Everyone that orders, if you order a minimum of $20, you will start earning rewards that can be used for future purposes. It's a good thing. I know we like clubs and we like to get hostess rewards and all of the things, but this way everybody's earning rewards on most all their products. Like I said, if the order has to be $20 or more, and that's I believe that's after taxes. And that starts April 15th. There'll be no more hostess codes. You do have to have an online account to use your rewards, but you can still, there will be more information coming. You will still be able to have me order for you, but we have to have somewhere, Stampin' Up! Has to have somewhere to put those rewards. If you still choose for me to order, I can do that. But unfortunately, there's no way I have of tracking your rewards. So those rewards will go to me. And I mean, that's all fine and well, but I'd like to see my customers get their rewards. I do have a copy of the new annual catalog. I got it when I was on stage. It is an awesome book. It's different than other years. They heard us. They knew last year customers, demonstrators were not happy with the designer series paper being strung all through the book. So they have heard us. They are in the die cuts and the designer series paper are now all together in the book. There are a lot of scrapbooking opportunities now over other years, which is exciting. I'm hoping to get back into doing more scrapbooking, and maybe at some point in time I'll actually be able to do a scrapbooking class. I'm not an expert scrapbooker. I'm sort of a beginner, but I have piddled with it a little bit over the years. So if you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I would love to be able to help you, contact me through my online store, and that is at loisfriend.stampinup.net. I have a email. All my information is online, and you can email me, and I would love to help you if you're a new stamper, or if you're a veteran stamper and you're just you just need a demonstrator. I would love to help you. I think I've rambled on enough. I hope to be back with you in a couple of weeks with our April classes. We will be, I'll be using a new set called Textured Notes, and also using the Everyday Arches die cuts, and we're going to be making some really pretty spring-like cards. So I think that's everything, and I will talk to you all soon. Happy stamping!